Uh, what's going on? Hopefully you guys aren't hearing the air or the wind. I gotta have the AC on. It's 73, but the car makes it like 112. So if I look like I'm like greasy, no, that's just sweat. But what's going on with you guys? I wanted to record this video inside, but I knew I had to step outside because if I didn't get dressed and record somewhere, I wouldn't have recorded, or I wouldn't have ran some errands today. The whole reason I'm in the car in the first place is I got shit to do, you know. Even if you're on like, oh dude, I'm sweating way too much. I'm looking around like I'm gonna have something. Like I know what's in my car. Why would I? Anyway, sorry. I don't want to ramble, but let me put the AC like directly on my face. I wanted to talk about chess. Recently I've been losing a lot in chess. On chess.com. Shout out chess.com. But I've also been watching a lot of people who are really good, not even professionals. You know, I just figured out who Magnus and stuff was. If you don't know who Magnus is, damn near, to me, he's just a professional chess player. Like, the dude is insane. I was watching like Tyler One. If you don't know who Tyler One is, just type in literally Tyler and then One. It's a YouTuber, and he went from not playing chess, not even know how to play chess, to being like extremely good. But that's not what the topic for today is. The topic is why life is like a lot like chess. And I don't want to make too many, well, I want to make videos that I want to make, and I thought that this topic would have been, you know, applicable to some people's lives and stuff like that, where, you know, I'm going down the rabbit hole of playing chess and understanding the pieces and what pawns, rooks, and knights, and, you know, what your queen is supposed to do, what the king is supposed to do, you know. And the more I start looking into chess, there's more videos that will pop up on YouTube, more like threads that I would see. I mean, shoot, whole Wikipedia posts about, you know, the history of chess and the philosophy of chess. And I'm like, oh my goodness, bro, you can just applying that to your life is, to me, it helps me whenever I'm like going through something, or if I need a plan, or if I gotta make a move, and a certain move is gonna, you know, have a domino effect, or it's gonna, you know, is the camera shaking? Shoot, sorry. If the camera shake, is it stabilizing? I don't know if it's gonna stabilize, but damn, what was I talking about? Oh, like if you make a certain move, and, you know, it could have some repercussions and stuff like that. And chess, it's the easiest way for me to compare like what it feels like to go through life. And it's very easy for me to compare what an outside presence or like outside factors do to your game of chess. So, well, I'll start from square one. You know, when you first start playing chess, it's basically like you're first getting into life. You know, you're a kid, you're a baby. You don't know what to do. You don't know what pieces are gonna do what. You don't know what your pawns are gonna do. And if you guys don't know what chess is, I'll drop a link to like a really short video as to what these pieces what the pieces I'm gonna be naming, and it'll show you what are the limitations to their movements and stuff like that. Basically, a quick rundown of what chess is, because it'll make it easier for you to kind of understand what I'm comparing. And it's kind of like not Pandora's box, but it's basically gonna be like Pandora's box when it comes to, once you understand the rules of chess, immediately you start, oh my gosh, this person, you know, this move that I did, or this event in my life was basically like me making this move. At least that's how it is for me. But back to what I was saying, when you first start out playing chess, it's basically like from being a baby to being a toddler. You know, you are going to have outside factors helping you and commenting on your moves, and there's going to be people who are more experienced through their game of chess being played. Their game of chess being played is me equating that to life. So if I'm saying that, that's me saying that their life is basically their one solid game of chess being played. And there's gonna be people outside that can help you because they've already made wrong moves. They've already, you know, put a pawn too far forward, and that could be real simple. Like a pawn could be, you know, something that you knew you probably shouldn't have done, but you did it anyway. Or you just, you know, you just winging it, YOLO. You just, you know, throw a pawn out this way. I'm not even really having a game plan and stuff like that. And people have done that during their games of chess, you know, during their life. So it's not uncommon for you to get outside help, you know, and outside opinions on what piece to move first. But there's so many opinions. There's going to be so much people who are going to comment on how your game of chess should be played. And at the end of the day, you're the only person that can move that piece. You can have as much people as you want commenting on your game. Let it be what it is. But at the end of the day, you are the only person that is in charge of your pieces and how they are going to be played out. You know, if the king is basically your person, your personality, your soul, your mind, and all of that, you don't want to let somebody try to come in and move your pieces for you. They can't do that. They can't do that. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. You are the only person that's allowed to move your pieces. You are the only person that is going to be responsible for the actions that you have, you know? So earlier out, I'm sorry if I'm sweating so much. Y'all probably won't peep that, but so earlier on, you know, when you're first getting into chess, it's a lot. It's damn near like Baskin Robbins, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of options, you know? It's almost too much. You're overstimulated. You're overstimulated like crazy. So some people, they just move their first piece. You know, they try to get used to getting a feel for what it's like. You know, they just move their first pawn, and you're like, okay, so this basically boom pawn here, boom pawn here. Okay, this is what it feels like. Okay, and then you might make a mistake. Now, understanding, you have the beginning part of your game, you have the middle part of your game, you got late game, right? Beginning, middle, end. And it's real simple. In the beginning, you might make certain moves that people might not agree with, but they don't know what your mid-game plan is. They don't even know what your late game plan is, because nobody's going to be able to see exactly how everything is going to be. You know, it's so far and few, and even then, there's always a chance that something can switch up. There's always a chance, because no matter how good you are in chess, there's going to be a time where you're going to lose. Like you're not that. Even Magnus, like, and I'm only bringing up Magnus because, like, he's the best chess player I've seen damn near ever. He has lost, like, but he's the best, but he has still made mistakes. It's not, let's not act like he hasn't ever made mistakes. He's gotten to the point where it's very far and few, for sure, and that's how some people's lives are. But they're still gonna make mistakes, and I don't want to really relate it too much to the past video, but that's a common theme. So at first, you know, in your beginning part of your game, right, early game, you might be making these moves that people aren't really going to not necessarily like, but they're not going to suggest you do. But you're the only person able to move your pieces. So you move a couple pieces, you move a couple pawns, and say you make a big mistake, right? Say you lose a big piece. Now, losing a big piece is basically, you know, something in your life falls out. Like you're studying for an exam, and that exam is damn near 50% of your grade, or you're working to try to achieve a certain goal. Like you want to be a part of this group outside, you know, you want to be a part of a workforce group, or you want to be a part of this club, and you've been working, you've been grinding, you've been moving the pieces. You know, some people might say, oh man, I wouldn't probably move this piece there, I wouldn't probably move this piece there. But now you have your an important piece, right? A major piece. think that's what they call it, a major piece. So you move one of your major pieces. That could be a bishop, rook, knight, or a queen, or the queen. Could be a major piece. Now say you move in a spot that you know that you're not supposed to be in, or you don't even know. You get put into a position where you could potentially lose that piece, or you do lose that piece. This is why I really love chess, bro. Especially when people are watching you. I love it when people watch you play, because it's just like life. Oh my God, it's just like life. Say you lose your major piece. Nobody is really gonna comment on your game of chess when you're winning. When you are winning, nobody's gonna say any. They're gonna be rooting for you. Oh my gosh, man, you doing this? Oh, you gotta teach me. You gotta what? No one's gonna comment when you winning. The second you make a wrong move, the second you make a major wrong move, or you lose a piece, now everybody becomes chess masters. All of a sudden, everybody's a chess master. Be for real. Let's be for real. You know, I don't quote too much. I don't quote too much of the Bible, because I don't like quoting things as though I understand it fully. But I've heard this quote, and the quick story is, you know, there's a woman. I'm summarizing. I'm paraphrasing, summarizing, and I hope I don't botch it too much, you know, because I don't mean no disrespect towards anybody. But there's a woman. I don't know what town she's in, but let's say this woman is you know, she does, it's word on the street, she does promiscuous stuff. You know, she's very promiscuous. And, you know, she's not like she's not a bad person. By all means, she's not a bad person. Now, her promiscuity leads her into a bad situation where the town, right? The townsfolk, they're not messing with her no more. So they're gonna punish her. Now, they're gonna do a public punishment because of her mistake, right? If she made a mistake, you know, her pawns, her choices, early game led her to losing a major piece, you know? And they're gonna publicly humiliate her, kill her. Like, they're gonna throw stones at her. They're gonna kill her. Now, throwing stones, you're like, bro, you're gonna die. Like, let's be for real. Everyone in the town is gonna collectively pick up stones and pelt it at her as hard as they can. That was their form of punishment. I don't know why. Hey, it is what it is. Now, Jesus comes into town, right? Big dog himself. He comes into town. He sees the event before she's about to get, you know, publicly punished. Sees what's going on. Walks in the middle, stops it, completely stops it, like steps right beside her, and proclaims those, like, while everyone has their stone in their hand, those of you without sin, cast the first stone. Hey, motherfuckers start putting their rocks down. Boom, putting the stones down, because they know damn well they have skeletons in their closet. They know damn well they wanted to comment on the girl's life, punish her publicly, but they know damn well either they've done something worse or just as bad, or stuff not as bad, but over a long period of time, just racking it up, adding it up. I mean, that when you lose a major piece, like, and especially if it's in front of people, because I'm sweating, bro. Well, I am sweating, but sorry about that. When you lose a major piece, or you fall back and it's public, so quick to turn, and it's not even people trying to give you advice. It's basically saying, oh, that couldn't be me. That couldn't be me. You did that. You did this. I told you about this. Boom, boom. That couldn't be me. It won't be me. That's basically, come on now. Like, And I keep comparing it to chess because the second you lose your major piece, that's not like you losing the game. You don't lose the game just because you lost one major piece. Now it is going to be harder for you to to bounce back because you're one less piece. You're one less piece up on your opponent. And your opponent, I'm sorry I didn't mention this before. I apologize, because when I get going, and I don't write any of this down, so I might miss some shit. But your opponent is life. Everyone is going up against life. When you're playing chess, life, you're going up against life, if that makes sense. And life will cheat. Life is going to cheat in that game. Life is going to throw you deterrence. Life is going to blow on the chessboard, start knocking pieces down and shit. You got to remember where your pieces were to begin with. It's going to do everything in its power to fuck you up. All you got to do is keep calm. Keep your game plan and try to finish your game, right? Don't let nobody else outside affect your game that much. Now, they can give you your tips and give you your pointers. Cool, that's okay. That's perfect. But you're the only person that's able to move your pieces. So, wrapping it all together, when you're losing your major piece, right? People that are watching the game, they're gonna be like, "Oh no, you should have went here. You should have moved your piece this way. You should have moved your piece this way." Thank goodness I didn't move my. They look back at their fucking game. Oh, thank goodness I didn't do this because I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna do this. I'm about to move my piece over here. Okay. All right. What the fuck? I lost the piece. It's over now. There is no redos. There's no redos, right? You lost the piece. Now you're at your cross point. You're at a crossroad, right? You either learn from it and understand how you lost that piece, or you just keep going. You just keep rocking the way it is. Because some people are okay with losing major pieces. Some people are okay with trying to take 2 leaps forward and really going 3 back, because they understand that either they don't understand it yet or they're okay with taking a risk. Now, if they understand it, they're understanding that, for you to win, for them to win, they're gonna have to take risks. How they want to play the game, how they want their life to pan out, they have to take risks, right? Now, some people might not understand, when they lose that major piece, they're just, oh man, I didn't know, now you're that crossroad again. It's up to you to learn from that situation. It's up to you to process what was going on. What led me up to here and how to prevent that. Because in the game of chess, I forgot how many pawns, but you have 2 of every major piece except for your queen and your king. Those are 2 completely, and I'll get to those later on. I don't want to keep rambling, but I'll get to those later on. You got 2 knights, you got 2 bishops, you got 2 rooks, right? You have 2 of every major piece. I love it because you can you can lose one of your major pieces and you can learn how to protect the other one, right? I ain't preaching, but that was a bar. You can lose one of your major pieces, but then you can learn how to successfully protect the other one and learn how to use it, right? Got your 2 chances. Now, while you're in mid-game is basically, I compare mid-game from high school to when you're 30. Now, I'm going through a male's perspective most of the time, but it is definitely applicable for a female's perspective. Don't get it twisted. But speaking from a male, like, I can only compare chess to so much. I don't want to step on toes that I've never even walked in these shoes. You know what I'm saying? Kinda, I don't know. But from high school to once you hit 30, that's your mid game. I'm not gonna lie. It's a long ass mid game, because you're gonna make so many mistakes and learn so much though that Oh my gosh, bro. It's a blessing and a curse. I'm not gonna lie. It's a blessing and a curse. But during that journey, like while you're on that journey, I would say, and I don't like using too many big words, especially if I don't know the definition, but I did learn this. It is imperative that you really take the time to enjoy, process, and understand how your mid game is going. Because your mid game is going to fully set you up for your late game. And you want to be as successful and have as much of a base as possible for your late game. While you're in high school, right, you're still understanding what major pieces you have to move in order for you to become successful during your late game. While you're in your early 20s, you are pushed into life itself. Like you are thrusted into life itself, and now you actually have to either protect or lose either your second major piece, or you haven't lost any major pieces yet. But most of the time, people have lost their first major piece, damn near two, when they're in their early 20s, right? Now, my fault, my phone overheated like shit. But I was saying, your mid game, like, God, yo, I'm sweating like shit, bro. I need the air. I can't do it. All right, there we go. Maybe one more. Hopefully y'all can't hear this shit. If y'all can, I'm sorry, but I ain't gonna croak trying to record. But my fault, yeah. Damn, is this shit gonna work? But your mid game is going to set up a lot of your late game. And mid game could be, you know, understanding that you gotta sacrifice certain things in order for you to be able to do the things that you want to do for your late game. Like, there's certain patterns that you do in the beginning, but you're not trying to keep those same patterns during your late game. Like, you're really not. And while you try to break those patterns, there's gonna always be people that comment on, you know, what you usually do, or how you were playing in the beginning and stuff like that. And you can't let that really get in your head, because again, you are the sole controller of your pieces. While you're playing against life, you shouldn't be worried about what anyone says. If it's not constructive and it's not positive, and it's not really coming from a place of like really trying to like see you succeed, fuck it. Don't matter, bro. It don't matter. And if people, what the fuck? Oh, sorry, somebody was parking behind me. I thought he was gonna hit me. Bro. But people are gonna comment whenever you lose a piece, no matter what. Somebody's gonna say something. Someone's gonna say something, and just let life do what life does, because life will always teach everybody the same lesson, just with a different color or just with a different coat of paint on it. Everyone will get the same lesson at a different time, with a different coat of paint, with a different color, with a different mask, but it will be the same lesson. You don't know when and you don't know how. That's not your job. Your job is to play against life. Your job is not to complain about somebody else's game and how their game is going. Because you don't know. You don't know whether life is about to cheat, fucking flip the board over on them. You don't know. You don't know, and you don't have time to know. You have to keep your eyes peeled on your board, on your game. You don't have time. You don't have the luxury of watching other people play their game, right? Especially while you're in your early and mid game. You don't have the luck. Even if you're in late game, it's too important to focus on somebody else's board. Like, that's not something that you should be doing. It's not something you should be doing. I would not suggest that. I wouldn't. But moving from your mid game, right, and how other people are going to comment on whether or not you lose a couple pieces, a couple major pieces and stuff like that. Another common theme that I see that is very easy for me to compare with chess and life is that people think that they're alone when it comes to playing the game. You're not alone. Like, your mistakes are not uncommon. You losing a piece is not uncommon. Life fucking up the board is not uncommon. Everyone is going through it. Everyone. So if you're feeling like you're alone in all the bullshit, bro, you're not. Trust you me, you're not. Some people are just better at keeping a poker face while they're playing their match. They could be losing like shit. Like, they could be completely beat, and they're like this. What's the next move? Calm, cool, collected. Like, because how I think about it, until you concede, or until it's a stalemate or a checkmate, you ain't lose. You didn't lose, bro. And sometimes life might checkmate you. Hey, back's against the wall. Back is against the wall. Look, you just gotta play your pieces right. And once you really get the gist of how you want your life to be, how you want your life to look in the late game, just please, bro. For anybody, I don't know who this why I like making these videos, because it's mostly me talking to me, but I'm just putting it out there for like whoever trying to hear it and shit. So it's me basically talking to you, talking to myself. I don't know. But bro, please don't let outside factors fuck up your game, bro. Like, everyone's gonna make mistakes, and don't be embarrassed for losing a piece. Don't be embarrassed because you fuck up. What you got to be embarrassed for, bro? Everyone gets embarrassed, bro. Oh, it's an old cup. Oh, man, I don't think they should be driving. That's crazy. But everyone, sorry, everyone gets embarrassed. Everybody. So don't think that you're alone with having an embarrassing thing happen to you, bro. It's gonna happen to everyone. It's gonna happen to everyone. I don't know if I got anything else. I'm not gonna lie. If you haven't played chess, I suggest playing it. It calms me down. I get mad sometimes when I lose on chess.com. It happens, but everyone's gonna lose every now and then. So, hey, I don't know what my intro is. I'm wearing a white shirt, so I do feel like Charlie, you know. But I'll catch y'all later. Be safe.